Tony, Malcolm Fraser stated in an ABC documentary, the National Party has forgotten the cardinal and absolute precondition of any junior party in any coalition. There has to be a core value for which they will fight for and of which they will support, and if necessary, they will walk out of the coalition. The leader of the Nationals, Warren Truss, has not said a word on the matter of the Shenhua coal mine in an area which is represented in the state and federal parliament by national MPs. Does the leadership of the National Party draw these firm lines in the sand often enough when it comes to the issues that affect and threaten the productive capacity of our agricultural sector?
Tim Fischer.
The mantra you've stated well over the years, but it's something to be used very carefully with regard to coalition government, and behind the scenes many bruising battles take place. Publicly, less so. It's a situation that I found very difficult to live with following in the footsteps of Jack McHugh and Doug Anthony, but we went into bat for a range of issues with John Anderson and others, and that will need to continue to be the case. But I have to say to you that the mix of the economy of this country, we've not got some endless ticket of boom and massive Sydney property prices that are going to keep this economy rolling forward forevermore. That is wrong. We are in a very fragile situation, and that's why the National Party will go into bat for agriculture, bat for the agricultural exports, which saw this afternoon an announcement of live cattle trade into China by Barnaby Joyce, which is still trying to rectify the knee-jerk reaction by Senator Ludwig to shut down overnight and offend deeply Indonesia, the live cattle trade, just 4 blinks ago. We have more work to do, though.
That is very good news for cattle farmers, but lower cattle ranchers, etc. But Barnaby Joyce did try to draw a line in the sand over this Shenhua mine.
And it's continuing business. And Warren Truss has been on leave this last week, coming back on deck tomorrow, I understand. But he's entitled to a week's leave. Don't be smug about that. Members of Parliament are human beings after all.
Good time to go away, Tim. Good time to go away.
Well, he's back. He's back tomorrow, as it happens. But
Barnaby. So should Barnaby Joyce be supported? After all, he's supporting farmers, the traditional power base of the National Party.
Well, I think Barnaby's made his statement as the local member, and Barnaby, like everybody else, will now watch with deep interest what the further process that Greg Hunt has ordered to take place reveals. And I think water is the critical dimension of all of this.
Okay.
The feed of the aquifers, and that's now been referred to an additional...
The most important thing is the future of our national food security. That would be first off.
But
secondly...
Greg Hunt's only done that under pressure in an interview that I had. Tony, this here...
Hang on. I will come back to you. Jacqui Lambie was...
I love you so much, you can have my time.
My apologies. Sorry.
I'll just have a few words.
Sorry.
First of all, I think what we've noted here is when it comes to Nationals, the bull heelers of the bush have no doubt become the lapdogs for the PM. There's no doubt about that. They sold out the people in the bush. They sold them out for a Deputy Prime Minister and a couple of ministers, and that's what they gave up. So they've turned their backs on the bush. There's no doubt about that, and that's about all you can say about the Nats, and I reckon they're finished in the next election. So to hold that power, I hope the power and you people wanting those power positions in Parliament were worth turning your backs on the people in the bush, and that's exactly what you've done, and thank God there's independents up there fighting like hell and moving into your spot.
Right. Now, Alan Jones, I interrupted your interruption, but...
Sorry, but Jacqui is right. Look, here, this is just A... This is just A to E of the lobbyists of the mining industry, full of politicians. If you miss out on getting a seat, don't worry, the mining industry will give you a job. And who are in the vanguard of that? John Anderson, the former leader, who went to Eastern Star Gas on a success fee if he could sell Eastern Star Gas to Santos. I won't tell you what the success fee was. And who's the boss of Whitehaven Mine, the mine that got approval at Werris Creek? They said on the modelling the water table would only be reduced 10 centimetres. It's reduced 15 metres. Farmers have lost their water. They can't mine now because the pit's 16 metres deep in water because the aquifers have been interfered with. Who is the head of Whitehaven? Mark Vaile, the former leader of the National Party. Just there's the scoreboard. Work out whose side they're on.
OK.